Welcome to Ridge Life. I'm Tim, and today we are back on the ridge working on our solar carport. I've got 80 bolts to put in there, got to get everything lined up, maybe even get everything clean. So let's do this. This is a massive structure here made out of steel. I've got all the base bolts tightened up already, but as you can see, it's not lined up because none of the bolts up here have been tightened. Matter of fact, we are missing 80 bolts from the top. So along here, the C channels, I'm missing 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, all the way across. These splice plates here, because that C channel is connected to that one, connected to that one, these are all connected, not tightened, but we're missing 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3 all the way across there. But look at all these splice plates here. That one's missing 2, that one's missing 2, 2, 2. Those are all missing 2. And of course, I've got 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3 there missing. So lots of bolts missing. I think it's 80 total. Of course, then we got to make sure everything's lined up and then rattle those bolts, get them tight. Maybe get the pressure washer out. You guys have said, Tim, it's all muddy and dirty where you left it out on the ground. Well, that's true, and the rain did not wash it off. So maybe I get the pressure washer out here, get all that cleaned up, and make a lot of you happy. Let's do this. To make this job go quicker, I'm going to use my handy dandy Franklin scaffolding. I can work off the top of there and get multiple sections done at one time instead of moving that giant 12-foot ladder around. Now I've got tons of bolts left here. I mean, I bolts, nuts, washers, all that stuff, so I should have enough to get everything done. I've got all my tools laid out. All I gotta do now is connect the side-by-side to the trailer, get it in position, get up top, start getting in bolts and nuts fastened. All right, there's 6 down. I've got, what, 74 more to go. Now, I'm not tightening everything down completely tight. I'm not torquing everything yet. I want to make sure everything straightens up. I want to check the distance, you know, all how much sticks out from each of these C-channels from the edge of the beam here. And you can see, if you look down this line right here, this is not straight at all. Can y'all see that? That looks like it goes woo, like that. So hopefully when I get the bolts down there on the splice plate, that straightens that out. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get the rest of these up to the splice plate done. Probably put you in a time lapse. Once we get to the splice plate, I'll show you me putting those in, and then of course we'll move on, finish up this top thing. I've got lots to do today, so stick with me. We got all the bolts in, the brackets up there for the C-channel. We got all the bolts in for the bracket for the C-channel here. Now it's time to work on these splice plates. Now, unfortunately, I counted wrong. There's not just 2 bolts missing per splice plate. There's 2 in the side there, and there are 2 in the bottom. So that's 4 times 6, 24 more right there. I think it was part of the 80 I originally counted the other day. It just seemed like it was less. Oh my gosh. So 24 to go here, and we'll get those done and see if that straightens things up. If not, I think I've got an idea of what will straighten it up. Just realized when I got the last splice done, I missed something. Oh my goodness. On each of these splices, not only were these bolts missing and these, there's 2 at the top too. I gotta get 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. It's gonna be 90 bolts I gotta do today. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the rest of these, and then I'll get the last of the brackets down there. That'd be 3 times 6 would be 18, 6 times 2 times 6 would be 12. So that's what, 20, 30, 30? 30? 30 bolts I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do those off camera, and I'll come back, and then I'm gonna tell you how I'm gonna straighten up those beams. Woo, we got all 90 bolts installed. And it is a hot one today too, guys. All 90 bolts are installed. They are left loose because I need to adjust these C channels right here, these C's, because if you look, this C goes whoop like that. This one, whoop, about the same. And it gets less and less as I go that way. So what that tells me is at the splices, I can push them that way, use those angle braces right there, lock them down with them pushed that way. That's why they got those between these big spans right here. So these angles, right, can lock everything in place. So I'll try that first. Also, these L brackets right here may have a little slack, so I can loosen those up a little bit, push them that way. I'm gonna measure the distance from the end to end to make sure that's good. The last thing I could do is get the tractor, lift up on this main beam and slide it back just a little bit to get straight with these two main beams. But I'm pretty happy with how everything turned out. If I look right here, I am straight right here, and everything on the main bottom structure is plumb as well. So let's see if we can fix this real quick, and then we'll get to pressure washing all the dirt off of this. I know a lot of y'all want to say, Tim, get that dirt off there. I'm going to get the dirt off there for the solar panels. And guys, we may even pressure wash the bottom of the power shed. You guys said, all that dirt splashed up and made the bottom of the power shed look bad. Well, now that I got the gravel, I can get that fixed too. Before I got the tractor out, there's a couple things I wanted to check first. First thing I want to check was the alignment of these three columns. And so what I did is I strung a string all the way down, and what I found was this center column right here. Now remember, that C channel there and that C channel there was this way, right? So what I found was this column was that way a little bit. So there's big holes, you know, on those base plates where those anchor bolts come out. So what I did was I got the plate right here, got the old Cobalt sledgehammer, loosened those bolts up, whacked it that way, and that really, really helped. Now that string line is perfectly in line, all right? Everything is perfectly in line there. But what I also found was we were a little bit high on this center. So I got my bubble on there, put it on the string, and we were a little bit high. So I adjusted the anchor bolts, got everything. So now these three columns are perfectly level and aligned. They were just a little bit off. And there is some slop in those holes, but what it did straighten up this beam a little bit. It did. And this one a little bit, and this one a little bit, because now that is pushing back that way a little bit. So what I'm gonna do now, I think, is get up and loosen the bolts below there, and there, so I can slide this back just a little bit, bring this whole center section that way, because I do have a little slack right there. I think that'd be the next order of business. You guys gotta check this out. I was coming up here and I'm looking at how perfectly straight and level plumb these beams are. Perfectly. So when I got up here, I noticed something. I noticed something very peculiar. Okay, things are much, much straighter than they were. When I started finagling all this, moving it, pushing it back and forth, everything started to straighten up. Remember, those beams were already pretty straight, those C channels, but these were a little bit not straight. Well, if I pull this whole beam back, it's gonna make those not straight and these straight. So really what it is these angle irons, right? These angle irons in between the two main beams will take the bow out of these C channels, right? So I got a tape measure, and I measured from here to here, right, on this fixed beam, and from there to there on this fixed beam, 105 centimeters. So when I measure from here to here, 108 centimeters. Go from over there, like 103 or 4 centimeters. So all I gotta do, now this is pretty cool. I push on this beam with my shoulder, it actually changes that pretty easy. It's flexing on this splice point, and right, these aren't really that tight either. So what I'm gonna do is get each of the distances from there to there, 105 centimeters, lock those down, tighten all these up. I bet everything will be straight. So from down here, the holes in the bottom of the angle on this thing, the slots are on the left, right? Meaning those beams can go that way. Well, all of these three, the slots are on the right, meaning the beams can go that way. So Once I get all that centered up, straightened up 105 centimeters apart, everything should line up. I'm pretty much seeing the same thing on all these, so that's what they're there for. I got all the splice plate bolts tightened. I've got the angle straightener bars tightened. Did it work? Let's check it out. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that, straight, straight, straight. Didn't have to get the tractor out. Everything is tied tight now. While I was up there, I was yanking and pulling on it. Everything really is tight. Now, I have not tightened all the bolts along each of the main column structures, right? So I did about, oh my gosh, 100 or so, 200 with the splice plates and everything. Now I've got hundreds and hundreds more to go, but not today. I have all the bolts on each of those 3 columns right there to do, but not today. Now that I've got everything straight, before I can put the M channel and the solar panels on there, you guys said, Tim, you need to get all that dirt off. All that dirt, look at that. That is just nasty, Tim. You need to get all that off. It was sitting out there in the weather, and look how dirty that is right there. Look right there. That is just dirty, dirty, dirty. But luckily, I've got the fix for it right here. I got my handy dandy Honda Simpson pressure washer with the Simpson pressure washer off the Honda engine, and we need to get the generator out, get the well pumping, and we're not only going to wash the solar carport, we're finally going to get all of that brown off of there. We'll move the solar panel here, get all that brown off here. Now that the gravel's there, it's actually started getting better on its own. I think I'll also pressure wash the ramp there. Got some leftover dirt on that. Of course, we got dirt all along the back side right there. You can see that. We'll get that off. And I think while we're at it, I got some dirt on the gazebo there, from where those were in the ground when me and David put it up. And then I think I'll just spray off the new picnic tables too. What do you think about these picnic tables? I think they're perfect for this this location. And of course, oh yeah, I got to get the mildew off the Adirondack chairs too. Yeah, see all this mildew right there? We got to get all that off there. We'll pressure wash that, get it all nice and pretty. Let's see here. So now I got the hose reel over here. Just got to get the generator and get it pumping. So let me get the generator out, get the hose on the pressure washer, and we'll get all that clean. the sun is going down, I am beat. I am fried. I am wore out. I've been up and down that scaffolding 1,000 times, rattled 1,000 bolts, and I washed everything off. Check this out, guys. We've got the gazebo, nice and clean. We got the picnic tables, all pressure washed off. These chairs over, these Adirondack chairs, look amazing. Ready to put those new cushions I got on them. Got all that mold and mildew off of there. Got almost all of the staining off the bottom of the shed there. There's still a little bit. You know, when I get all done, I might go back and paint that again. Got this ramp all cleaned off. You can really tell how dirty the shop floor is now when I pressure wash just inside there. But that's all nice and clean. And you can really tell I got that bottom a lot cleaner than it was. It was some dark brown. Now it's just kind of got a little bit of yellow tinge to it, not too bad. And boy, we got to this. Oh man, I may have to pressure wash one more time just before I get the solar panels on there. You know, I got the M channels over there and they're probably dirty too. I'll probably get them up on there and then get it all pressure washed again. Yeah, I can still see some dirt inside there. I had a hard time with the pressure washer on these top two rows, getting close enough to it. I do have a different nozzle on it, but I'll probably use the trailer and the scaffolding and get a real good pressure wash all the way across these before I get the solar panels on there. I really don't want to pressure wash them with 24,000 watts of power up there. 24,000 watts. What's the Tim Allen, right? Toolman. But yeah, I think that turned out a lot nicer. Again, everything's up there, guys. It's all put together with the exception of M channel, the water channels that go across, and the solar panels are in there. So, whew, it's been a long journey. I'm on that final road, final push to get it done. Can I get it done before Freedom Weekend? Let's find out. So guys, love every single one of you. Make sure you hit that notification bell right down there. Make sure it's solid to be notified anytime a new video comes out on RidgeLife, RidgeLife Ramblings, RidgeLife's reviews and how-tos, RidgeLife Lessons, lessons from the Ridge. Guys, like, share, and subscribe. It's always 100% free. Until next time, hope everyone has a blessed day. Keep with me and go RidgeLife. Woo!